Hey guys, is your Nintendo Switch Pro controller giving you fits? Has someone spilled liquid on your controller or had greasy fingers and now the buttons are sticking? Or maybe the battery has died and you need to replace it and you just need to know how to do it yourself and take this controller apart? Well, you're in luck because today that's what we're doing. We're going to take this Nintendo Switch Pro controller apart and we're going to get it working like it's brand new. So don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this video. Okay, the first thing you have to do is get your precision Phillips screwdriver. You take off the front screws that are on the bottom of the grip handles. There will be two of them. There's one on each side. Once you take these two off, put them where you will not lose them. And then you just kind of turn the grips and they just come off. You don't have to do it really hard. It's kind of gentle sort of thing. Then you see that there's more screws located underneath the grip handles. There should be two on each side, there and there. Now you take these two screws out on each side. There's another two on the other side. You just take them out using the same Phillips head screwdriver. And I know Nintendo usually uses tri-wing screws, but in this they have used a regular Phillips screwdriver. I'm putting them on these index cards so you know I can keep up with the screws. Okay. Now what you got to do, what I'm using is something that they call a spudger. And then the first backing piece will come off. And then that will give you access to the battery if you're wanting to change out your battery. These batteries are very similar to the 3DS batteries that come in the Nintendo handheld. And you can buy them on eBay. In fact, I got a close-up for you on this video here so you can see the part numbers and how many milliamp hours it is. Anyways, there's where the next screws come out. 1, 2, 3. We just take those off ever so gently. And, you know, like I said, this isn't rocket science. This is just a little bit of patience to take these off. So just make sure that you're ready for about, you know, a half an hour process here. I sped this video up, you know, 2 times. So it wouldn't go too fast, but then again it wouldn't drag too long either, because I really wanted you to see the process of taking this controller apart. So obviously if you just wanted to change the battery, you don't have to go any farther, and then you can put your battery in and, you know, put the controller back together. But you know, like I stated in the introduction, the reason why I'm taking this controller apart is because pop was spilt on it. Okay, right here there is a ribbon cable, and there is a plastic piece that's holding it in. You want to be gentle and lift that plastic piece up and just pull it on out. This is inside of the controller. You can go ahead and pull off the analog sticks. But there is a secret Easter egg, thanks to all gamers, on this inside of the controller. My camera got a little out of focus here, but I didn't want to delete this because it's important. What you do, there are 4 screws left at this point, and on the top plastic piece here, the shoulder buttons are all on the same mount, and it takes 2 screws right here on this little piece of plastic, and there's also a little ribbon cable that you also let go. I'd already took the ribbon cable off. There's the shoulder buttons, and you just lay those down. It's all in one piece and doesn't come off. And also on the board underneath of it, there was 2 screws, and you just take that off. I'm taking an extra toothbrush that I use to clean things with, and I'm cleaning the controller. I'm also using water and rubbing alcohol and Q-tips, and I go over this really good quite a few times, and I go over all the buttons and in the casing of the controller, because I want to get this done the first time, because I don't want to have to take it back apart multiple times. So I get down in the crevices really good. And then I let it dry just a little bit. Remember the part number for the battery? Well, that's coming right up. I told you I got a video of it so you can order the right part number. Well, here it is, okay? It is CTR-003, and it is L5UWW1. You can pause that on the video if you need the part number. These right here, the direction pad and I call it the contact rubbers, they will only go in one way. See right here, I'm showing you, they will not go in wrong. They have these, like, it's like a puzzle piece really. They have these little like extensions where it will only fit in the exact right way. So each button and each part will only fit in one way. Here we go, and you can see this as I'm putting in the buttons, because actually I'm putting these in upside down. And this is also after I've cleaned everything thoroughly. Just making sure it's got a nice fit. It all lines up. Even the little rubber pieces line up. This is the piece you didn't see very good because my camera was out of focus. This is the main PCB, which means control board that goes on to the front of the controller. There are 2 screws, and I'm putting those 2 screws back onto it. Had a little problem of lining the screw up just for a second, but I do get it lined up. Again, be careful with the ribbon cable. Make sure those are tight. And then you should be able to feel if your cleaning has done any good, because for the first time you should be good to go. You should be able to feel the buttons work good. Like if it had pop, it would have been sticky, and buttons would have been sticking. And in this situation, everything was good because the buttons did not stick anymore. Taking the shoulder button casing, putting it back on top of the controller, and I'm reconnecting the little tiny ribbon cable with tweezers. And then there's a plastic tab that you push down so that it locks into place. Just do it kind of gently. And then the shoulder button casing right there takes 2 screws. You screw that back in. And we're more than halfway there, guys. And see, this is easy. See, now you can feel the shoulder buttons. And I cleaned those too while they were out. So you want to make sure you clean them before you put them back on. Because, pop can get in those too, or any other kind of liquid. Right here, I'm cleaning the analog sticks. This is a notorious place for dirt, grime, and the sticky pop or whatever to get on those too. So I'm just cleaning all around the analog sticks while I have this apart. I clean it pretty good. Because like I said, I don't want to have to take this apart a second time. I'm also cleaning the linings around the controller and the grips. These are the grips right here that had a little bit of pop on them. And I'm cleaning around them pretty good. Because, when I do something, I want to do it right the first time. Nothing's perfect, but I want to get it as close to perfect as I can. Here is the bottom of the controller. What we want to do is put the analog sticks back on. I also push down, move it a little bit to make sure that they're on there good. Now this is the part where you reconnect the little bigger ribbon cable to the controller. I didn't really get a good angle of this, but it's just the same as when you tuck it off, or you just want to make sure that you push it in there snug. And then you want to be careful when closing that. It's a little black plastic tab when it pushes down. You don't really want to force anything with too much pressure. These are made to fit together like a puzzle. So don't put too much force on it. It did take me a couple minutes to figure it out, or to get it on there, but then it was no problem. This is after, see, I just got it on there. And then you put the top of the controller on. And then it's time to put the screws in. You can see I put the first 2 top screws back into the controller. Those are the ones that are kind of almost hidden, but not really, underneath the battery compartment. Well, up above the battery compartment, I should say. Now don't tighten it too tight. Just good and snug. Then there's the battery near the bottom of the controller. Then there's 2 up here. And then after this, there will be the 4 that goes on to the see-through shield. Again, don't tighten these, over tighten these. And don't forget to put your battery back in. See, I almost forgot, and I'm like, hey, the battery goes in there,
Or I think I'm lining up the screw holes to see where the screw holes go too. But anyways, I do not forget the battery. You see it laying there on the table. See, the battery's in now. I put the casing back on. And then there's 4 more screws to go. That holds that plastic casing on, the back plastic casing onto the controller. And don't over tighten them. Now the first time you do this, you know, it might feel weird to you or whatever, or it may intimidate you, but just don't let it. Just, if you have some patience, then you'll get this done in no time. The grips have to go a certain way on each side. It took me a minute to figure this out, but once you figure it out, they slide right on, no problem. Fit like a glove, I guess you could say. See, there goes that one. There goes that one. Now you just, the first 2 screws that you had, taking this apart, you tighten those up. And get the last screw. You tighten it back up. And voila. You test out all the buttons and move them all around. And then you, just like brand new again, your controller is fixed.